Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie and let's get started. And today's scrapwood DIYs will be enhanced with the XTool M1 laser cutting machine. And this machine has both laser and blade heads. So the XTool M1 allows you to engrave and cut on many materials. Easy home setup and endless DIY possibilities. These are just some of the items that it came with. These blocks are riser blocks and they are to lift up the machine for when you want to use the rotary roller, which is the, right here is RA2. So you're able to engrave on tumblers or any kind of cylindrical shaped product item like a rolling pin. And these are some of the items that it came with. This is the machine in the center. And some of the crafting project items are dog tags, stainless steel dog tags, jewelry kit, metal cards, card holder box, stone coasters, laser marking colored paper, wood coasters, wooden phone stand, wood tags, basswood plywood, black walnut plywood, craft paper, heat transfer vinyl, self-adhesive, PVC sheet, white sticker paper, PU leather, colored glossy PVC sheet, transfer frosted PVC, and a canvas tote bag. This is the canvas tote bag and I will be using this today. And I also use the black walnut piece of wood that's right next to it. I use this today. I don't use everything in this kit because it was a lot. I do use these coasters. There's 2 sets of coasters. And I do use the dog tags. And I do use a few other pieces you'll see as we continue with this video. But this kit brings a lot with this machine. A lot of projects that are available to really have endless possibilities. So here's the machine out of the box. It's beautiful. They have a sale going on right now and I'll leave all those links in my description box for you guys. So here as we open it, there's actually more goodies. So there's a thank you card and a user manual and some more goodies, some more kind of vinyls. And then it also brings an exhaust hose so you can put this going outside your window to keep any fumes out of your home. And of course the power cables and data cables. Here are some more pieces for the exhaust hose. So these are just necessities here. It's just packed well with all kinds of goodies. These are the little blades for the cutting part. It's kind of like a Cricut cutting machine. Yeah, it does that too. And here as we remove more packing, here are the grip pads. And just they have the light grip and the strong grip. Now for DIY number 1, I'm going to begin with a piece of scrap wood that was actually from some flooring, some of the laminate real wood tongue and groove type of flooring. These are just scrap pieces. And so on the program, I created a cute saying that says welcome-ish, depends who you are and how long you stay. Have a nice day. And I'm going to engrave this little saying onto 3 pieces of this type of wood. So here we're going to begin with the engraving. And I'm not going to show you it all because it just takes forever. Here is my exhaust hose going right out my window. Don't want any fumes in my home. And here it's finished. Look at this, super cute. I don't show all of the 3 pieces because it's pretty monotonous. You get the idea. But I did print this on the front and the back. The front has a long-lasting varnish. So the engraving came out a little bit odd, kind of bubbly because of the varnish. And then I did the back side. The back side is just plain wood. And I like that one better, but I went ahead and did all 3 the same way just in case. This is going to be for one of my daughters, so just in case my daughter decides she wants the front side or the back side, whichever she wants. Here's the back side of the wood. As you can see, it's different. So now here we're at my craft table and we're going to place these together. This is the side I'm going to keep. This is the front side. This is the back side. Like I mentioned, I like the back side better. It's more like a unfinished wood. And I'm going to take some of this Elmer's wood glue. I'm just going to add some to my dish. And using a small paintbrush, I'm just going to paint the glue onto the tongue and groove section of these pieces and just place them together in the tongue and groove style. and that way it's nice and neat. And look, it's on both sides, so she can choose whichever side she wants to display. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of the Waverly chalk paint and the color plaster and do some dry brushing on the natural wood side, because like I said, the other side has like a varnish and it's not going to really pick it up. And once I finish the dry brushing, then I just add a burlap bow just to make it look cute. And here's how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 2, I'm taking this piece of subflooring, scrap piece of wood. I'm just going to sand the sides, and I'm going to go in with some more of the plaster paint. And now here it's nice and painted, and I'm going to put this in the laser, and I'm going to engrave this beautiful picture of the tree of life. So I'm just engraving it on there. Now once it's done, I'm going back into my craft room, and here I have these 2 small spindles that I had for the previous project, and I went ahead and painted them in the same color. And now I'm ready to do a little bit of antiquing on all these pieces. So I'm just going to take my Waverly antique wax and my chunky chippy brush, and I'm not going to do a dry brush because you really don't dry brush antiquing wax, you just antique it. So I'm just going to very lightly and giving this plaster color a little bit more dimension by antiquing it a little bit more in this manner. So I do this whole piece, front side, back side, and I also do the spindles as well. Make everything nice and cohesive. So here's how I do the spindles. Just go ahead and just brush it all the way around, and I do this to both, of course, like this. Now I'm going to adhere these onto my piece of scrap wood, and again I'm going in with the Elmer's wood glue and with a small paintbrush. I'm just going to add the wood glue to the raised pieces of, or the raised sides of these spindles, because that's all that's going to touch on the scrap wood anyway. So I'm just going to lightly use a paintbrush, that way there's not globs of glue everywhere. We know how that can easily happen. So I'm just going to place them on the sides, on both sides of the scrap wood. And then here I have some more scrap wood, just like little pieces of trim, and I'm just going to adhere these again with the same glue and place it on the bottom as a base. And I actually double it. You'll see that in a little bit, how I doubled these little slats to give it a nice sturdy base. So here I just flip it up, make it nice and even and flush and level, and add a little bit more to the bottom where I had to cut a little piece to make it longer. And look how cute it is. Here it is, nice and dry. And now all I'm going to do is enhance it with a little bit of floral, some of these Dollar Tree florals and these wax flowers. And that is it. This is how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. For DIY number 3, I'm going to use another piece of this subflooring scrap wood, and then these 2 pieces of wood that were in my stash, they have like slats on them. Not really sure what that's about, but we're going to utilize these. So I'm going to take some more of this wood glue, and this time I'm not going to be careful. I'm just going to be generous with the wood glue. I want this to adhere very well. I don't want this falling apart, and this actually is going to be a heavy piece. So here I'm just placing it together onto my piece of subflooring. And these holes, I wasn't sure how to fill them, so I went ahead and filled the majority of it with some hot glue, waited for it to dry, and then I went in with a spackle to give it the texture. And so I filled that in, and all the tiny little holes that are on here as well. Filled them all in with spackle and give it a nice sanding. Now I'm going to go all the way around with these half wood beads and use some of the wood glue as well. Now I'm going to go in with the plaster again, give it a nice full coat, and I'm going to go in with some of the antique wax as well. Give it that nice antiquing look for this whole piece. And I do again the whole piece, front, sides, wood beads, back, all of it. I just go all the way around and just very gently give it that antique look. And you'll see what we do with those slats, those grooves that are on the front. We're going to utilize that. You're going to be amazed. It's going to be so cute. So now here we're doing the back really quick, and we do the spindles, of course. These are just extra spindles I have from another project. Thankfully they were already painted in the plaster. And while I allow all this paint and glue to dry, I'm going to take the walnut plywood And I didn't show it, but I did use the laser to cut out these letters that say, "This is us." And so here it is. Here's how they come right out. Super easy. I love the font. You get to choose the font too, by the way. So here are all the pieces. Now I just got to place them on this another piece of scrap wood that I had. And I'm just going to arrange these in that order. And I'll use some hot glue to adhere them. I could have used the wood glue, but I had the hot glue going, so I went ahead and just used the hot glue. And once I got everything adhered onto my piece of scrap wood, here's how it looks. And I go ahead and do a little bit of embellishing, add a few pieces of this greenery from the Dollar Tree, from that little bundle that I showed earlier, and a tiny little bow, a little burlap bow, just to make everything look neutral, cohesive. You can use it all year round. It's not for any specific holiday. These are just projects you can leave out anytime you want, or you can gift them. And so this little piece is going to go on top of the riser slats. It's going to fit like a glove. Here's how it looks, and a closer look at the final reveal. I wanted to share some more laser projects that I made. I used 2 of the stainless steel doggy bones, and I had to add my little girls' names on there. So here you just place the little stainless steel piece inside the laser box, and you add your name, put it down to size. The great thing about this thing is that it has a camera, and you know exactly where your piece is at. So here I'm just going to go ahead and start it. We're going to go ahead and press process and do the framing, make sure everything's fitting on there perfectly. And then go to the top, press start, then press complete, and then go to the machine and press the blue button. And away it goes. And I apologize for the glare on the plexiglass of this piece, but look at that. It came out so cute. Look at that. And I did both my girls, Trixie and Honey Girl. Now I'm also going to do the slate coasters, and I'm just going to add this M for my daughter and her last name. And here's how they look, super cute. So now here I'm going to add one of the cutting blades onto the head so I can do some vinyl cutting. So I'm just going to remove the little rubber piece, and then it just kind of sucks it in like it's got a magnet inside. And then you place this head back up in the laser box. And now I'm going to get my light grip mat ready. I'm going to remove the plastic. There's plastic on the back and the front. The back goes on the bottom of the machine, and then the front, of course, you're going to lay down your heat transfer vinyl. Now what I didn't see on the program is how to mirror my image, so my wording came out backwards. So I only got to use the hearts. I'll have to figure that out another day, but it worked great. It cut it perfectly, and yeah, so I got to use the hearts on the canvas bag. And here's how it looks, super cute. And finally, I took a couple of these complimentary planners from our local bank, and I put them in the laser, and I did the scoring on it, and I scored some names for some of our children to use. And I used the setting for cardboard. So let's see how it works. Let's see how it scores. And let me tell you, it did a great job, and it didn't burn through either. And again, I apologize for the glare. I don't know how I keep getting that glare, but it is what it is. But just look at this. Oh my goodness, it's so perfect. I didn't even need to use vinyl. It didn't burn through. I was amazed. And I didn't show it, but I also engraved on these pine coasters and this Dollar Tree cutting board. Super cute. If you're on Instagram, I invite you to follow me on there. Here's my QR code. Here's my QR code for TikTok. Here is my Pinterest handle. I do have a Facebook crafting group. I would love for you to join in. And here's the final reveal. Let me know what you guys think. And which was your favorite? Well, I'd like to take a moment and thank XTool for sending me the XTool M1 laser cutting machine. I had a lot of fun creating all these gifts for my family, and now that it's after Christmas, they can watch the video because by now they received their gifts, so I'm in the clear. But I had a lot of fun using all these materials to create all these beautiful gifts, and then some. I didn't get a chance to use a rotary roller, but I will in a future video. And again, all their sale links will be in my description box below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And until my next video, stay healthy, safe, and strong, and have a great day. Bye-bye, and Happy New Year!